Monday morning in the city of Abeokuta, capital of Ogun State. Another time again on newspaper headlines today on BGI TV Current. I am Morire Rabila Lawal. I'm having Daily Post and the Punch newspaper with me alongside my colleague whose name is
Olalekon Ibe. It's my pleasure this morning as I welcome you to the paper review on BGI television station. You are welcome on board as we take you through all the dailies of the day. Welcome. And with me, I have Leadership, Premium Times, and The Nation.
On the front page of Punch newspaper, Presidential Poll Tribunal. Parties disagree as court rules on live broadcasts today.
And in the leadership, I have 10th Senate. Don't judge me by my performance in Buhari's cabinet, says Akpabio.
Japa syndrome, 128,770 Nigerian students moved to UK in 7 years.
Over 125 persons killed in attack on Mangu local government in Plateau State.
NDLEA arrest Baron in Lagos hotel. Over 567 million naira seized drug.
4 killed in Taraba communal clashes.
Don't impose 10th National Assembly leadership. Group urges APC.
Adamu Galba meets Senator Abaribe.
Resident doctors end warning strike resumed today. All of these are coming from the Punch newspaper.
Why from this angle, UK set to ban Nigerian students, others from bringing their family over.
On the Daily Post, second term, Abiodun Aloof as politicians battle for appointment in Ogun.
While in Premium Time, give me 7 weeks to produce witnesses, Obi tells Tribunal.
Swear with Quran, you didn't steal government money. El-Rufai challenges ex-governors.
Federal government to begin home delivery of passports soon, according to Aregbesola.
Why I am back on 7-day hunger strike in Akwa Ibom, rights activist MKO.
Ganduje concerted to Tinubu's meeting with Kwakwanso, that's according to Jubre.
How I escaped from kidnappers den in Kwara, female victim.
And on a sad note, suspected herdsmen rape 80-year-old woman to death on her farmland in Ondo State.
Kogi, Anambra, Yobe, orders on red alerts amid fears.
No woman who has used earning has ever entered heaven, Nigerian pastor.
Let's go in details on the drive. Ahead of Governor Dapo Abiodu's second term, members of the All Progressive Congress, APC, in Ogun State have commenced lobbying for appointment in his cabinet. Information report that Abiodun won his second term be defeating Ladi Adebutu of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) in a keenly contested election. On May 29, Governor Abiodun would be sworn in for another second term of 4 years, which ends in May 2027.
Senator Godwin Akpabio, former Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, has asked Nigerians not to judge him by his record as a member of President Muhammadu Buhari's cabinet. According to Leadership, Akpabio said this in an interview with journalists in Abuja this weekend. The senator-elect, who is eyeing the presidency of Nigerian Senate, has resigned in 2022 to contest the presidential ticket of the ruling All Progressive Congress (APC). He had stepped down for Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who won the ticket and eventually emerged winner of the 2023 presidential election. I do not know that I have not changed in any way. I am somebody God has given the opportunity to be an uncommon transformer wherever I go. I will not like to be judged by ministerial appointment for Niger Delta, which everybody knows is a problematic place. That is according to Akpabio.
The Kaduna State Governor, Nasir El-Rufai, has challenged his predecessors to come out and swear the Holy Quran as a proof that they did not embezzle public funds while in office. The governor, who spoke with the Hausa Service of the Kaduna State Media Corporation, KSMC, claimed that most of the former governors tampered with the government coffers during their tenure. El-Rufai will be completing his 8 years tenure next week. He gave the challenge while reacting to the opposition's criticism of some of his policies, insisting that he has never stolen government money. The rider is, swear with Quran, you didn't steal government money. El-Rufai challenges ex-governors on Daily Post.
And over the killings in Mangu local government, representatives of communities where killings took place last Tuesday in Mangu local government area of Plateau State, north central Nigeria, says they have buried over 125 corpses from the simultaneous attack carried out by the suspected others. They also told journalists in Jos, the state capital, that the situation is a clear indication that the police have demonstrated low capacity and political will to secure minority tribes in Nigeria, as several people are still missing after the deadly attack. The attack and the killings of dozens of people in a number of communities, which latest for 4 days, has continued to send shock waves across the entire state, with the affected areas making demand for a special court that will address their grievance and deliver justice. The group also lamented over the humanitarian crisis in the affected communities, describing it as overwhelming, with a call on the government to take full responsibility for the education of children below 10 years who have lost their parents as a result of the deadly attack.
A 40-year-old female victim of kidnappers in Kwara State, Fumilayo Olatuji, has recounted her miraculous escape from the den of kidnappers. Fumilayo, who was abducted alongside 2 others, luckily escaped from the kidnappers barely hours after her abduction. The 3 victims were abducted 2 weeks ago on Sunday at Eju Town near Oboile in Ekiti, local governments of the state. According to Fumilayo, in an interview in Ilorin on Sunday, we were seated outside the house with one pastor, Tokwe of the Winners Church, at about 7 a.m. when 4 gunmen approached us asking if they could get cigarettes to buy. The rider is how I escaped from kidnappers' den in Kwara. Female victim recounts her audio.
According to Premium Times, 4 persons have been feared killed in a violent clash between the K2 and the Hausas in Takum Town, Takum local government of Taraba State. Premium Times gathered that the clash took place on Sunday afternoon when youth from the Kutab tribes allegedly attacked some Hausas men, killing 4 of them, residents claimed. Both communities mobilized against each other, thereby creating tension in Takum. Ishaya Angu told the newsman. He said the incident happened at a boundary community between Usa local government and Takum before it escalated to Takum's town. Right now, I am in Takum and there is serious tension, but soldiers are controlling the situation, he said. I can confirm to you that approximately 4 people have been killed, but we do not have the full statistics of the casualties as of now, Mr. Angus said.
Matthew Kofi Okono, popularly known as Citizen MKO, a human rights activist and founder Open Forum Care for Humanity Foundation, had embarked on a 7-day hunger strike to protest alleged injustice the agents of outgoing government of Mr. Udom Emmanuel meted on him, as well as other vulnerable ones in Akwa Ibom State. In an exclusive interview in Uyo, Citizen MKO revealed why he chose that path and his expectations from the government except. Few days to the exit of Governor Udom Emmanuel's administration, you embarked on a 7-day hunger strike to protest alleged injustice. Why did you choose this path to register your grievances? And his response, I chose this path as a last resort. I am a very peaceful person and my peculiar family background will not allow me to be violent. More so, my status in the society does not give me room to misbehave. I am the Secretary General of Ibibio's Elders Forum, which is the highest socio-cultural and development organization of Ibibio people. The rider, coming from the Daily Post, why I embark on a 7-day hunger strike in Akwa Ibom, rights activist MKO says.
And as from the Nation newspaper, from Sokoto State, explosion kills 4 in Sokoto. At least 4 persons have been confirmed dead and 3 others severely injured following an explosion from a local welder shop at Isa local government area of Sokoto State on Sunday afternoon. A resident in the community who entered our correspondent about the incident said, "When I heard the loud explosion, what came to my mind was that bandits were on the rampage. It was when I saw people running towards the welder's shop where the explosion occurred that my mind was at rest that it wasn't bandits at struck. Upon inquiry, I was told that the explosion was from a welder shop and there were casualties and several other injuries." Also, Sokoto State Police Command spokesman DSP Sanusi Abubakar, when contacted, confirmed that the explosion occurred on Sunday afternoon.
Dangote refinery opens eyes crude from 3 continents. It's on the Punch newspaper. Presidential poll party disagree as quotes, which says that, and the story from Dangote refinery. As the Dangote refinery begins operation on Monday today, the 650,000 barrels per day oil processing facility has been designed to process crude oil grades from the 3 continents of Africa, Asia, and America. It was also gathered that the refinery would deliver a surplus of about 38 million liters of petrol, diesel, kerosene, and aviation fuel for Nigeria daily, and it would meet the 100% fuel supply requirements of the country. With the launching of Dangote refinery, Ige, what do you think? Is it a sequel to Nigeria's problem concerning crude oil and petrol?
Well, Moriri, like we know, I want to believe that this Dangote refinery is kickstarting its work very soon. It will be a welcome development to Nigeria and a good news to the country as a whole. But I would just want to enjoin the government to utilize the opportunity of the Dangote refinery to make sure that all the issue of crisis in the area of petroleum subsidy in Nigeria should be resolved if government can handle it amicably and work with a mutual cooperation with Dangote firm to make sure that we achieve a success story in that area.
All right, from that response, let's have a short break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. In search of better education and quality of life, a total of 128,770 Nigerian students enrolled in universities in the United Kingdom between 2015 to the end of 2022. Analysis of data obtained from the Higher Education Statistics Agency of the UK has revealed. The number of Nigerian students has continued to grow over the years as Nigerians try to escape the horrors of bad governance and the disruption of academic activities by tertiary institutions-based unions such as the Academic Staff Union of Universities and the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian University, among others. Ige, do you agree or like or appreciate Nigerian students living in the country for another country for better education and quality of life? Or you have anything to talk about the government, about the lackadaisical attitude towards Nigerian education system, and also the horrors of bad governance in Nigeria?
Well, thank you, Moriri. I think it is better said than done that Nigerian government should wake up to their responsibility. Now, we could recall in the days where foreign students are coming over to Nigeria to study. It is quite unfortunate that we find ourselves in this situation. So, but I think the government of the country needs to put up more pressure and to make sure that they revitalize the Nigerian educational system to make sure that everything goes on well the way it should be. Now, if you look at it, when you look at the previous ranking of the university across the globe, you'll see that Nigeria is nowhere to be found. And we should also not forget the fact that I could recall when Muhammad Sanusi Lamido was the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, so then he made a statement that the amount of money Nigerians spent for educational system of those Nigerians that leave the country is over 50 billion US dollars. Now, if those money can be injected into the Nigerian economy, we know that it's going to go a long way to help the situation of things. But the more our students go out there to study, the more our government spend more money, and the more our resources goes out there. So if Nigerian government can wake up to their responsibility and put things in a better shape, I think it will all be well for the country as a whole.
Another take again is that majority of Nigerian politicians, especially the serving ones and the ex, all of the children get education outside the country, and they tag themselves to be leaders of Nigeria or people that have served the country. From the money stolen from the coffers of Nigeria, spending it to other schools. Why not embark or use this money to utilize and build on what Nigerian education system lacks? What's your take on that?
Thank you, Mori. I would say, in respect of what you just said, that it shows that Nigerian leaders don't believe in our system. So, and I look at it from this angle. For those people who don't believe in the system of this country, then why should they be allowed to be in position of power?
To rule.
They are not supposed to be allowed to be in position of power, since they don't believe in the system of the country, and they don't even believe that the country could be a better place. When you look at such situation, such people will not bring positive impact on the various sectors of the economy of such country. Now, if you look at it, this is a case that, this is one of the things that the late luminary Ganifa Enimo clamored about when he was alive then, that Nigerian educational system should be worked on, that government should make sure that they resuscitate the system for a better educational standard. And if you look at it again, you discover that not that maybe we don't have good products. You see a lot of Nigerian students that are making impact across the globe, even those that finished from Nigerian university. We have some of them in the US, in the UK. Why do you think a lot of countries are coming down to Nigeria to recruit doctors? Because they see them as a better hand that will be able to work in a conducive environment. And that was why people are coming from other countries to come and take our doctors, to come and recruit our doctors, our technocrats. And as they are taking them away, it's having a negative effect on the country. So I believe if the government can do the right thing, the country will be at a better place to compete with its counterparts across the globe.
All right, before we call it a wrap, I'd like to take the last story. Operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency on Thursday arrested a drug baron, Charles Eze, following the recovery of a consignment of methamphetamine weighing 30.10 kilogram with a street value of 567 million naira. The illicit drug consignment concealed in powdered, The illicit drug consignment concealed in powdered custard container as part of a consolidated cargo going to London, United Kingdom, was intercepted at the Skyway Aviation Handling Company PLC export shed of the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Ikeja, Lagos on Tuesday. The spokesperson for the agency, Femi Babafemi, revealed this in a statement made available to journalists on Sunday. As regards the enforcement and agency of the NDLEA, can you rate them that arrested the exact quantity that they display for people and Nigerians to see their work as they do it?
Well, I think I want to commend the NDLEA for that, because we have been saying this all over and all over again, that Nigerians should desist from things that can, affect or tarnish the image of the country. So we will always want to encourage and to enjoy our citizenry to make sure that they engage with things that are legitimate, not going about doing things that will be contrary to the law of even Nigeria itself and the law of other countries, because these are part of the things that bring setback to our country. So, and I also want to encourage the law enforcement agent to make sure that they do the right thing by making sure that, when they see something, they say something. And they should always go after those people to make sure that they curb every miscreant and illegal activities in our country.
Your opinion about Nigerians with abuse of drugs?
Okay, you know, if you look at it, it's something that it has given a lot of unpalatable story. Even if you go to the grassroots level, you discover that a lot of children are addicted now. They are being engaged in this drug something, and you know, we know the repercussion of all this. You know, some people will tend to want to believe that okay, it's a stimulant, it helps them to do this, to do that. But the truth of the matter is, what about the aftermath effect of it on our youth? And that is why you discover that, you know, along the streets we have those that have engaged in so much dubious and illegal activities, which have even cost a lot of life. So Nigerian youth involving in drug and the rest of it should be discouraged. They should desist from it.
All right. Your last story before we call it a wrap again.
Okay, there's this thing I want to call your attention to, Moriri Rabila. They said UK set to ban Nigerian students, others from bringing their families over. Just like the question you asked the other time. Let me quickly go through it. They said, in what is best described as a major immigration crackdown on foreign students, the United Kingdom is set to announce new restriction that will most likely stop Nigerian students, other nationalities studying in the UK from bringing their family over. This crackdown, according to an exclusive report by the Sun UK, will be announced this week now. They said the new UK immigration policy will see all master's students and many other postgraduates banned from bringing their family over. However, the ban will not apply to PhD students whose courses usually last between 3 to 5 years and are very highly skilled, the UK media house reported. Now, if you look at this now, you come to realize that if Nigerian government have done the right thing, students are going for study and they are still going with their families. What do you see to that?
For me, they are trying to avoid the bad governance, and everyone has have a opinion and right to their own life, to live a better life. And so far, the country is insecure, battling so many severe challenges, killings here and there, like President Muhammadu Buhari promised Nigerians in 2015. I think so far so good. There is nothing good about this administration so far, and I can't imagine the Senate approving to President Muhammadu Buhari huge amount of money for Azad. I keep asking this question: what really went wrong in his administration by, or let me say personally to him? What was the experience he got himself into for the money to be issued out to him as a president? Instead, we will have other countries' president or head of state using their wealth only favors those in government, not people they are governing. So I rest my case on today's newspaper headlines from today's episode. I appreciate everyone who have joined us. Due to the time factor, we want to say a big thank you, and we'll pray to God to make the new week a blessed one. From my side, my name is Morire Rabila Lawal.
And from me, I am Olalikon Ige. Nigerians, I enjoin you all to make sure let's get ourselves engaged with the right thing, and I pray Nigeria will move forward.